So this is everything that I have read in January. I have read 41 books. And yes, I know I'm crazy. We'll break all these books down into categories so I don't spend like 20 years yapping about each of them. Start out with some of my favorite series that I read. House of Devil series was my favorite read of January. I will never shut up about that series. Dark Air and Dark Rise was also really good. And I'm also obsessed with the Witchwalker series. I really did enjoy the Nightfire Quartet, and the 4th book will be coming out shortly, so I will be finishing that. But it wasn't like my top fave. I still like the Trial of the Sun Queen a little better than this series. And I did love Onyx Storm. It was just like a lot of information. It was sort of confusing, but I still had a really good time with it. Moving on to the 2 books that I thought were just awful, terrible. I wish like I didn't read them. Number 1 was Visions and Shadows. That was a good plot, but like the execution was just so underwhelming. And Blood of Hercules, the writing style for this was just not good at all. I hated this book. Just read like 400 pages of just men telling the female main character that they hated her. I read 4 books out of the 30 for the Stephanie Plum series, and I probably will be continuing this, but I'll probably just put it on the back burner for now. Surprisingly, the only other thriller I read this month was Presumed Guilty, which is the 3rd book in the Presumed Innocent series. And I got into this series because of the Apple TV show, and I like these books, but they're like not my favorite, but they're still pretty decent. Oh, and I read The Crash. I forgot about that. This was okay. It's like going back to like a toxic ex and like just knowing that's not gonna end well. Like every time I read one of Frida's books, like I know I'm just gonna be like, man, this is okay, and that's what this was. 2 standalones I read were Blood Over Brighthaven and For She Is Wrath. And Blood Over Brighthaven was so good. I really did enjoy this. And For She Is Wrath was okay. There was feminine rage in this book, but I don't know. I only gave it like 3.5 stars. Another series that's around the 3-star rating is the Crave series. I don't know why I am still reading this series. Something I like would have read in high school, but I don't know. I just opened it and I'm like, you know what? I should probably finish the series, so I'm still going to. Project Hail Mary was also a standalone I read, and this was really good. I enjoyed it, but the science aspect just really confused me. I will be continuing the Dungeon Crawler Caro series. I listened to book 6 on audio, so now I'm gonna listen to book 7. The Wolf King was okay. This was like nothing new to the romantasy genre. The 2nd book is coming out here shortly, so I think I'll just pick it up, and I do like the Scotland vibes of this series. I read Heavenly Bodies because I've been seeing this everywhere, even though it's like not really a new book. Kind of disappointed me because I like love all things celestial, but the plot and like the characters, I was just like, eh, this is kind of okay. But I can't not finish the series, so I'm gonna be reading the 2nd book. I read Iron and Embers, which is the spin-off from Blend Steel, and it was so good. And I love that Thor is just like literally a silver-haired Thor. Another series I'm gonna be continuing is the Four Ruined Realms, like Asian-inspired sort of like Six of Crows, but like we're gonna all go and like try to assassinate the king. Some other books I read Bonded by Thorns. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I don't know if I'm gonna continue with the series. It's a Why Choose. I don't know. I'm just like not super interested in it. I read Sky Hunter and Steel Striker by Marie Lu. If you want like typical YA dystopian, this is totally it. Read Forging Silver into Stars, and actually just finished Carving Shadows into Gold. This is a spin-off series of the Cursebreaker series, which I did not read and I really should have. And the last 2 books that I read were Servant of Earth, which this reminded me so much of Cruel Prince, but I think I actually like this maybe slightly better, and A Language of Dragons. And the ending to A Language of Dragons, like the very like last sentence, had my jaw on the floor, so I'm very excited for the next book. That was all the books that I read, and hopefully I made that semi-brief.